Bokone Bophirima Media House, ke Mokwadi. We are still in SOPA. My name is Mokwadi Manti. What is your name, ma'am?
Hi, I'm Joni Steenkamp. I am the Chief Whip of the DA here at the Legislature.
We just listened to the Premier's speech. What are your thoughts on his speech?
Look, I think the Premier hit all the right tick boxes. He said all the right things, but he didn't say anything about them. To be honest, there were no measurables, there were no details. So it's all good to tell us that you are going to fix municipalities, but tell us how. It's all good to tell us that you are going to revive 14 reserves, which is amazing. But how? How are you going to do that? Because the people of Northwest want to know, how are you going to create the jobs? How are you going to root out corruption? And none of that has been clear. Yeah.
So are you hopeful that this year maybe there's going to be improvement or there's going to be development in Northwest?
No, actually, last year I was quite hopeful because the Premier said all the right things. But there were 4 or 5 items in the SOPA speech that are actually exact copy and pastes from last year's SOPA. So the people of, Sebeding, for example, they're still waiting for the promise of total chaos of the sewage there. Now it's in a SOPA speech as a new idea, which it isn't. So unfortunately, I don't see a lot of hope. I don't have a lot of hope in the north for the Northwest in the Premier's SOPA speech. But you can also see that it is local elections. He's focusing on that. He's trying to make people know, that you need to vote for him or the ANC rather. But like I said, he's telling you what you want to hear, but not how he's going to get there.
Okay. Obviously, there's something that caught your eye on his speech. Can you please share with us what stood out for you in his speech?
I think what stood out for me the most is about how little he said on job creation, rooting out corruption. He said all the trigger words, but he didn't tell us how. Something else that stood out for me, because it's part of my portfolio, is that he told us he's going to revitalize 14 parks, reserves, which is amazing. But he didn't tell us how. He didn't tell us where the money is going to come from. And being in that portfolio, I can tell you that there is no money. The investors that they are talking about does not exist. And he really shouldn't go out on a limb and tell people something that they want to hear that is going to end up biting him, in the backside. And that is exactly what's going to happen in the tourism industry.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Enjoy your day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bokone Bophirima Media House, Sanza re tsweletse